What's going on? I'm your host, James, and we live. You here watching the I Just Think Different podcast, man. That's it. Hey, I appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. You know, it's just another continuation of a week. I'm glad to be here. How y'all been, man? Y'all been all right? Yeah. Hey, episode 30 here. This episode 30. This episode is called Righteousness. Right on time, right? Righteousness, man. We want to righteousness, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, once again, a round of applause for all of you tuning in, watching I Just Think Different podcast, man. I appreciate y'all for sliding by, checking me out. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you here watching me, so I appreciate your time stepping out. I'm gonna get to it here. Righteousness. Righteousness is what I want to harp on and speak about today. I'm gonna speak about some righteousness. I see a lot of mass killings going on, mass shootings, mass shootings, just a lot of uh, danger going on. And as I said, came in on what, April Fool's. It wasn't quite a fool that day, but it definitely was April Fool's Day. And I came in and I said, man, hey, things is about to, rev up for some apparent reason with these shootings. Because around the same time, I noticed a pattern of, these shootings be happening around time. Even uh, with the Columbine, I was like on 420. That's also like, I believe like Hitler birthday. You got numerous other shootings that go on along that window and that week or within this that time frame, just all the time. And so I was like, okay, I see where we're going with this. And then all of a sudden, hey, they just started going like every week now. It's almost another mass shooting. And I found out mass shooting is just any people over four shooting, any people over four shot in a group, So it'd be five of us, three people get hit. That's not a mass shooting. There's five of us, four people get hit. It's a mass shooting. There's five of us, five get hit. It's definitely a mass shooting. But if it's five of us and one get hit, it's not a mass shooting. It was just, that's just how I go. Unfortunately, for anybody to be shot, that's not a cool situation. And I would never wish that upon nobody. I don't, that's not my thing. But I see the rise in the violence and I see what's going on out here. So um, it's still just painful. It's just still painful to know that we killing each other over nonsense. Whatever the cause may be, it still ain't um, worth taking somebody's life out like that, because we ain't the judge. You gotta let them be. You gotta let them do their time. If they did you that wrong, then lawfully they'd be taken care of. You know what I mean? Because God is the ultimate judge. He the one that's gonna ultimately take care of everybody, right? So regardless of how we may feel a person did, we could be looked at on how did you react in that situation, right? So then when you react in that situation abruptly, and then you create uh loss of life, that it might cause you a little problem. We shouldn't be killing out here. That shouldn't be a thing. But unfortunately, people plot on you. They sit there and write memoirs and book documents. They upload it, they show it, and then they buy armor, they buy guns, and they write, hate speech all over weapons. And, they just drive miles and they just go off and shoot. That's what be happening going on out here. That's the type of time that people. That's what type of time we in apparently because it's happening. Not only that, this past weekend, man, this past weekend was a string of mass shootings across the nation, man. There's at least 12 of them that took place in at least 9 different states. Even out of those 9 different states that these shootings took place, and I'm sure there are probably more. But just on just a quick report, it's at least 9 states, and out of those states named, I've lived in 3. So you'd be surprised at how often these type of things happen when you go check the records, and then you also be surprised at how often that the police is still out here shooting people. So that happens at an alarming rate as well. Not only does that happen at an alarming rate, what happens at an alarming rate is that when the police end up killing the people that be down on the street, and when they cause a problem or do some type of crime, again, it don't really cause for all of that unless indeed they was taking out somebody's lives. Then yeah, by all means stretch them out. But traffic violations or just little one-on-one stuff, you just coming up to the car, not letting that person have judgment, having a day, man, that's cowardly act and should be treated as a hate crime. It ain't no more bail out here when you just, killing people for, you know, no reason, regardless of how the law may be written up, right? Because here's an instance. So a police officer may kill a person because of a dispute that might be going on because they didn't comply with the police was going on. If I've seen several occasions where police have killed uh you know special needs people, right? They've killed people. You can read articles where police have shot people holding rakes that they didn't even know what was going on. That's not a weapon. They're behind the fence and so forth. On this stuff happens, and the police just get away with it because for some apparent reason they have, I don't know, some written justified thing. I don't know, maybe I gotta do more research on my end, but it seems to me when they shoot somebody that look more like myself, they usually get away with it in a high rate. Now I done seen some white on white crime. I done seen white police kill white people, do them all the time. Go around and they be charging towards the police. Yeah, cause oh yo, yeah, they get that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You charged me with a knife, with a weapon. I get all that. And even in that sense, hey, they could have took a leg shot. They didn't even have to get killed. In that sense, you could have took a leg shot and you had to take them out, but they're trained per se. Oh, shoot to kill. Okay, so if you got a gun, you train to shoot to kill. Okay, so is it just the police trained to shoot to kill, or the person with the gun shoot to kill? Okay, so if it's the person with the gun that's trained to shoot to kill, check this out. When you got one person with an assault rifle that can go into a building of kids, hold on. When you can get a person that can walk into a school building full of kids, jump in there, man. And I'm talking about kill kids, man, and a couple adults, and drive up there and do it. And you sit outside and watch all of this go on when you know it's a gunman inside. You police, you outside, and you sit there like, oh man, oh wait, and then you get reports like, oh, my kid is in there. Let me go check on my kid. Oh, hold on, let me go get my kid. Okay, so it's been reports that some police officers was going into the school to get their kid, but the duty is to serve and protect. Oh, it's a little bit different when it hit home. So that's the point that I'm making. If you are in charge of our lives to protect us when it's a problem that goes on, and then your family happens to be in the mix of that problem, but you only save your family instead of the rest of the people. That doesn't really feel well, but I can understand it. Like I get it. Like, man, that time you probably not thinking nothing else but my fam. Like, forget the job description and the job and the duty that I'm doing for people and mankind. Righteousness was right in this scenario, right? Trying to get all people and all parties involved. But I'm just trying to get my family out because we gotta live on. So people getting their kids out. And I feel you, but it's a lot of kids in there. Then you outside when you know it's one person inside with a gun, but you can't go in. We can't go in there. They not going in there. But you going in there to get your kid. I'm confused. So you could go in there and get your kid, but you can't go in there and, gun battle with a person with an assault rifle. Just to go, okay, so let me check this out. So you scared to go in there when you got a gun, you the law. You serve to tell you got training, you the law, you everything. And there's one guy with an assault rifle. You scared to go in there. So imagine if it was multiple. You can't even go in there when it's one guy. Now it was multiple people going in there. The threat level will get raised. So what's going on? It's similar to the situation that happened out in California where the bank robbers had robbed the bank and they had all the body armor. They had their guns. Oh, they was loaded, man. They was loaded to the max. Remember that? It was called like 45 minutes or something like that. Those gunmen were loaded to the T, man. And when those police officers got out there to the scene, they couldn't do nothing with those guys. They couldn't do nothing with those guys to the point to where the police had to leave and go find some different bullets and different guns and different armor because what we got ain't it. They got some more legit. Oh, but when them police went back to get their stuff and they leveled up on the same level, it was a little bit different. What was the difference? Okay, so now when we face with the same weapons, the other side of that is the strength in the numbers. So it was more police officers than the two gunmen. So they're gonna get gunned down and your body armor get pierced. So the thing is, the strength in numbers is the thing. So you get strength in numbers, you can do anything. Now we realize this, but we don't really act on it. We act on it in a fad sense, but we don't act on it in a righteous sense. See, we say, for instance, oh, it take a village to raise people, right? It take a village to raise people, right? That's the statement. It take a village to raise, and at some point, we understood that it took each other to help us get to the next level. It take our neighbor and the person next to you, in front of you, and behind you to get you to the next level. At some point, we understood that it went away. It went away. And as it went away, more selfness came in, more about me came in, more I gotta get mine came in because we ain't concerned about the house no more because the house is really tore up. When you look at the world and the people in it, it's the people, mostly adults. Adults were kids. Kids live in homes. Kids have parents. Parents raise kids in home. So we looking at the problem ourselves, and it seems like nobody wants to admit when you looking at the problem is in the mirror. When you go look at yourself, you've done a bad job at structuring the household. You know, that's what it is. We do bad jobs at structuring the household. Why do we do bad jobs at structuring the household? Well, because most households are lopsided. They don't have the structure of uh two parents, father and mother, you know? They usually have one or the other. And then you hear scenarios where the ones that have both they run into situations as well because, one parent still might not be there. So even though they're physically present in the house, uh, you know, a child may feel neglected. But see, that's a personal emotion. So that emotion is going to stop you. You got to hold that and look at it and think about it. When you a kid and all the kid knows is, whatever they can get their hands on, whatever they see, whatever they want to pursue, it. You was a kid once and you thought about things and you seen things as a kid, and the things that you seen as a kid that affected you, you either didn't say nothing about it and you let it soak in you and you let it tear you up because you don't know how to get that information out, which is understandable. A lot of times we don't know how to express some of the things that we see because what we see, we don't know how it's really going to affect the world and the others around us in a child standpoint. Sometimes if you see abuse in the home, you see abuse in the home, and it's like, when I go to school, like, do I say something about this? When I get around my family members, do I say something about this? Oh no, you can't say nothing about that because by that time, I'm sure you've probably had the rundown of, hey, what happens in this house stays in this house. So don't be out there, sharing the bad news or sharing what's going on in this house because that's a no. How dare you talk about the home like that, right? Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. So when you go explain that to somebody, oh, I seen my mom, had a little nod or don't. Whoa, whoa, what? You hear this some concern here. You hearing things that kids shouldn't really be. Kids really don't be lying like that. Kids really usually report what they see because you was a kid. But you also know you probably got told that statement, hey, we'll stay here. Don't go outside, or you just didn't know how to express it, or then when you did say it, well, did anybody do anything? And if they didn't do nothing, now you feel like there ain't no point to say nothing, right? That's not as adolescent time, right? Because you're trying to tell the adult and they not respond. You don't. They don't get it. They don't get it. They don't believe what's going on. You think that you gonna get in trouble, or you know somebody else may get in trouble greatly, and you didn't really want all that. You just kind of wanted some answers and some kind of resolve to what was going on, depending on what was going on. And a lot of times when we seen things that was going on as kids, instead of saying something, a lot of times what we did was, mocked it and did the same thing. So you may see uh, substance abuse in the house, and now you want to try certain things, and you doing certain things. You can see countless videos nowadays floating around with kids uh, smoking cigarettes. Using cigarettes, putting it to their mouth, even mocking it. Hell, I remember as kids, as a youth myself, having the candy cigarettes. Why would a kid have candy cigarettes? Like, why would you ever give a child a cig of anything, right? Why would you give a kid the notion that he could have the possibility to smoke anything? Why? Because they watching you do it. Because that's the truth. They not watching you do it, then they see it on TV. So okay, the house is over here clean. Well, if the house is clean, then hopefully when they go outside, they should be clean too. But a lot of times, what happens is we sit here and we walk out false to the world because we can't be truthful to what we see in the mirror. And what the world says is, oh, you know, you're supposed to be structuring your household, but how can a household be structured if all parties aren't there? kids is doing what they want to do because hey, ain't no dad here, mom. Hey, she out there trying to do what she need to do to try to provide for us. And maybe can and can't do that. And then I feel compassion for mom. I feel like I want to help mom too. So now I'm going out there trying to figure out how I can get money. Now I'm stealing, thieving, being a part of things I shouldn't be a part of because I'm really trying to find something. And what you're really trying to find is really that love. If we are transparent and really honest as kids, that's really what kids is looking for, love, because they don't even know racism. They don't know anything about colors or anything like that. As kids, like you play with whoever's around you. They don't know anything about, oh, don't mess with them because they black, don't mess with them because they white, don't mess with them because they uh from this culture or this background or that background, just from being around them. Kids don't know that. That's a taught behavior. So if we teaching kids to, these things to grow up in, that's adults showing kids bad things. So that's a bad parent. That's a bad structure in the home. And if you showing these kids these type of things, that's not appropriate. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of being in it. Like if I'm transparent, we seen it ourselves growing up, seeing things that you know wasn't really right, and then somehow kind of use those things to say, "Whoa, my life went down this path because of XYZ of what happened in the past." Well, in a sense, that could be true. I can't tell you about your emotions and how you felt, but I can definitely speak about mine. And I can say mine from now having a wider range of age to be able to have wisdom to look back at things. I can now see why a lot of things were done in a lot of ways. I can also see my own ignorance, and that's being full transparent. Like I was very ignorant. We can be very ignorant, not knowing certain things. And what happens is, from the ignorance, we try to form our own thoughts and our own opinions about what's going on, and we kind of mislead ourselves down some rabbit hole that really is not even really real. We think is real, so then we get with crews that we think we kind of vibing with the same type of time that we on, whatever time that is. At the present time that you doing it, you could be, doing anything. Like for instance, hey, you coloring inside the lines now. So all the kids that color inside the lines, you just trying to go around and figure out all the people coloring inside the lines. That's an example. Maybe a bad one, but just an example. And you replace that with anything because people trying to find love, right? That's what I'm saying. People seeking love, trying to find it because it's not at home. So if the love is not at home, that enables me to sit here and try to seek it. Where am I seeking it? I'm seeking it from the world because the world is giving me everything that I need. The world is giving me ways to be aroused when I don't even know I want to be aroused because the world is showing me all type of sexual perverted things that now I'm being attached to, and now I'm finding a liking to because it's like, oh, I didn't know this type of thing existed. I didn't know this type of thing made me feel this way. So now I'm promiscuous. So now I'm trying to find these different type of things and do them. And then when I do them, and the satisfaction I got from them was minimal. So now I'm either still chasing it to try to find a greater satisfaction out of that, or I'm not chasing it at all. You see, we shouldn't be going down those rabbit holes. Those are things that's taught to us by our peers. And unfortunately, our peers are the ones that really get us caught up in the most danger and the most problems because we tend to follow our peers more than anybody else because we aren't really trying to listen to no adults. You're going to listen to the homie. You're going to listen to the homegirl. You're going to listen to your coworker or whoever you close working around because, whatever information they got is going to be good, right? Because, most people seeing good. But then you give yourself a little time, you find out most people just bullshit you. Most people tell you whatever they think you want to hear, and they game you all the time because life is a game to them. And then when real things happen, like what happens in the supermarket when our elders can get killed, when you can send your child to school and the kids can get killed at school, there's no longer a laughing stock and a laughing matter. Things have become real out here, and people want answers, and the answers that they're getting are minimal. And what happens is during this time that the our lives has just came from a place to where everybody was shifted and changed. See, everybody was comfortable at a point, right? 20 what we at? 2018. People kind of all right? People really complaining about Trump. They don't like Trump, but for the most part, people seem to be all right? And then, oh man, then boom, then we get hit with the sauce. Everybody's lives change worldwide. Everybody has to make adjustments. People have to adapt and change. So I didn't understand, how fast the shift happened, and so I realized that, I had to look back and see what really happened. And then when I look back and see what really happened, I realized that in 2001, we had a life changing event that changed our lives forever. And then, you know, this time in 2021, we was in something that changed our lives forever. And what it did was it placed people on the side of what are you going to do? It took racism out of things and it placed kind of like medicine in a sense in the field. It became people were getting demonized because of a choice that they made or didn't make. And that's the world that we living in right now, and that's just not cool or the move. Like, you know, what's going to happen is going to happen to people. We can't control that. What you can control is the things you say and the actions that you apply to making life and things better for you and the ones around you in a great manner. Yes. Also, along with keeping God first. See, a lot of people say they keep God first, don't want to hear about God, don't want to hear nothing about that. But a lot of people can understand that there is a higher being and a higher source. They say, "Oh man, I believe in the Most High, I believe in the higher source, I believe in something, I'm spiritual, I'm this, I'm that, I'm something," because people feel something. You feeling something? People can look at themselves and say, "It's more than just this." It gotta be. They can identify that and say, all right, with that, okay, so let me dig into something. If you looking into science and we're saying, okay, things are of energy and atoms and protons and electrons and things go together, and are we walking around as pretty much electric beams and magnets? So much to an extent, it must be true because when you get some fabric softener, you ever rub it around or you walk around on your carpet and then go in there and take it, man, or some loose plastic or something and a plastic stick to it and you try to shake the plastic, shake it, and it just stuck, and you try to shake the plastic and it don't go nowhere, and you try to put it on something else and then it just stick, and then that's energy. So that's real. So now they're like, oh dang, if that's a source of energy, then I gotta be able to tap into that and use that as full source. So then when you realize how great you really are, you can unlock the actual power that you do have inside of you, right? That's the truth. That's the facts. That's exactly what we have, but it's hard to get that through to some people's heads, and it's hard to hear the truth because so much garbage has been told to us. What is the real truth? You don't even know what that is. But it is true that energy exists and we are spiritual beings and we are energy beings. So if we are energy beings and energy exists, and you know when you can walk around, touch something and shock it, that's a pulse, that's energy being transferred. That's a fact. That's a real thing. That happens, right? So if we didn't have that energy in us when we touched that piece of metal, we wouldn't have got shocked. When we touch other people, they wouldn't shock us. We're walking around with energy. That's for real. All right. So what do you do with it? I'm not saying we finna throw out a Hadouken or something like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure some people probably feel when they tap in, yo, they can probably pull a Hadouken out. I'm not saying nothing about no Hadouken, man, but I definitely feel you could go into tap into some energy and get that Holy Ghost up out you, man, and lay some hands on people and get some deliverance out some folks. That's for sure. Through God, not through yourself, through God, because God will give you that power to do so. But you can't go around talking, yo, that's what I'm doing, and doing all these type of things in the name of you. Nah, it ain't happening. You will find out some reparations real quick on that type of thing. You know what I mean? So what's happening out here is danger. People are scared to go outside now that we back outside because it's crime. Uh, it's always been crime. I'm from Flint, Michigan, where you can statistically look. This is one of the top 10 most dangerous cities all the time to that. Now, currently, it may not be looking like that or may be looking like that. I'm just saying, as far as I'm concerned, all of my life, you can statistically see the city in at least the top 20 most dangerous cities to live in. And, hey, you know, I'm saying, here you go home, you hang out. Hey, they say, LA is bad, New York bad. These big places and big cities are bad, but, you know, sometimes you still have a covering over you. Sometimes you still protected, when you go into these places, but don't go into places foolishly. They have towns out here still in America, still in the United States of America, in these 50 states that we have, right? We got 50 states, and it's a whole bunch of cities in these states. But in some states, they have cities that are called sundown towns. They are real. That is not a joke. That is not a game. That is a sundown town, and that simply means when the sun goes down, it sounds just like it sounds. When the sun go down and you brown, you in this town, you go have some problems, right? Now that's foolish. Now that's something that should never happen, but they got those type of places. But how can you insert something like that, right? Oh, the people can insert something like that because the people will take things in their own hands. As you know, the police don't even have to save you. Nah, the police don't have to save you and stuff. That they get that up. That's the Supreme Court ruled that multiple times. They don't have to save you. They don't have to. They don't have to. Oh no, you could call them, and they could be in a gun battle, as you seen in the school. One man, one gun amongst kids and adults. Multiple police, multiple guns outside. One man, gun, multiple kids, adults inside. One weapon, one man. All right. Multiple guns, multiple police on the outside, right? For an hour. You know, that's documented. That's real. I didn't make that up. That ain't no fake news. That's just what was happening. So I could just imagine the ground worker, the people on the outside, wondering what's really going on, why they ain't going in there, right? Because that's what we do. We call the police. What's the problem? You call the police. You call police. And now all cops are bad. I ain't trying to paint no bad picture of cops. I'm saying the line of duty that this situation calls for, that life on the line, the heroism, all the heroes, yeah. Sometimes heroes get killed and lose their lives. That's, unfortunately a part of the job. You don't never want that part of it to come a part of the job, but unfortunately, it's a part of the job. No more than me seeing a ring of shots ring out, and I say, you know what? Oh no, and jump in front of them and save a couple people from getting shot and I die. That's a righteous move. I don't even know the people, but jumped in front of them to try to save them from getting hit, and I died in the midst of that. That's a righteous move. And some may look say, well, we can find literature where he says, or he wanted to kill himself, an opportunity, and people say, oh man, so then flip, twist it, and turn it. I'll say, oh no, this was so he jumped in front of the bullets because he wanted to die, and then flip and twist it. That's what history is. Flipped and twist of an event that happened, events that happen that other people say otherwise and try to discredit. That's life. That's what we do. That's the human being way. But you go to school, you go to middle school, you go to high school, you graduate, you go to college, you get a degree in something that's, moving forward in history and culture. You got a salary, you're making good money, you have a 401k, okay? You got benefits, you got time off, okay? You got vacation hours, okay? You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, everything is looking great. You got medical, full benefits. Oh man, high five. Yo, you got a car, okay? You know, you got a house, all right, able to keep up with a mortgage and a car note, insurances, and you're able to take trips. Oh, you can go wherever you want. You take trips. Oh, don't forget, you got a family too. Oh yeah. You got a family. You got a family too. You got a family too that you're taking care of. You got the kids, the wife, everything. Everything is laid out. And then all that get taken away like Job. And then what happens? We get to pointing fingers and don't know who to blame. When we just witnessed, came through here and swept through the country worldwide, some people didn't know what to do. I even lost my own uh, family members, several family members. My dad was even one of them. He had COVID on his death certificate on there. So, you know, that's a part of some things that happen. Do I hate what's going on? Now I gotta look at life and be like, what are you doing uh different, or how you moving, or what's your placement? Or nah, I'm not worrying about none of that at all, because when you start worrying, I realize looking into all that, worrying about all that is not being my divine purpose for being here. Worrying about why my parents was uh, taken away from me before the age of 40. Worrying about why I never got to meet my bro. Worrying about, you know, all these different type of personal things for no reason. Like, what is that having to do with anything? I realized, I said, you know what? Yo, those are events and those happen, yes. But you are here for a reason. And time after time, God is showing you, man, like you have to understand the reason you put here for is to put the work in and do what he asks. So you got to get to it. So now that I'm you coming into understanding some things, I'm seeing things that I used to do be more so right. The ways and things I used to think used to be right when I didn't react on them, and when I didn't do those things. Oh, that was right. I'm seeing those now. You see that when you try to work so hard at something and you never accomplish anything, it's still okay. It's okay because you still alive. So it's never too late as long as you still breathing. Yo, don't let your emotions stop you from being great. You know, just fuck emotions and be great, man. You know, and be great means that don't let anything stop you and hinder you. And I'm a prime example of allowing the world to stop you and hinder you, allowing excuses to come into play and say, hey, don't do that. Don't get on there and get on the pod and talk. I don't want you in there. I don't want you talking to the people. That's the body. Say, oh man, you don't know what to say. What you looking like? What you sound like? What you hear? What's the proof? Is the button you got to press too much? You doing a live show? You got to hit this button, hit that button. To all mind confetti, just going 1,000 miles an hour, and that is just excuses, right? Because if I listen to those things, then I wouldn't be here, sitting here saying them right here on the microphone live, right? I've had several jobs in my past where I've gotten quote unquote fired allegedly for talking too much is what they say. Fired for talking too much. So it does me right to have a podcast, right? Does me right to come on here and do a little radio thing, right? I know, right? So, hey, obviously I got a voice out here, and my voice is impactful to some extent. I see a lot of things being built in the communities and areas around the world. New structures. They building up apartment complexes. They building up business structures, theaters, dealerships, everything. You name it. What I don't see being built up in these particular places is places for the youth to go. Now we quick to put up new structures and new ballparks, get the city and stuff to pay millions for new arenas and venues, but we don't put things up for kids to go to that says, hey, I know at home you may be having it tough. I know your home situation might not be the best situation, but you, child, you are the future. And I must invest in you because you are the person that is going to shape the life that my generations are going to live in. So I want to assist you and get you what you kind of need. You see what I'm saying? And we want to put kids in situations where at 5 years old, they can learn how to code. They can learn how to build a web page and know about a 401k and know about credit and financial stability by 7 years old. They can should be prepped to have their own bank account and be making their own money and things by 10, but realizing it's not the money that is the concept, it's the work. And without the work, you don't eat. Without the work, it locks the door for your blessings to be open. And your ego in it is worsening it because you feel you know it all. You could be in this realm and sit here and get a lot of things. It look good. Oh, the devil can get you a bag. Get you, hey, dancing and throw it in front of you, man. So a lot of lustful and wicked things that get the bag. So don't get confused. It's a lot of evil and corrupt things that get bagged too. But I promise you, those bags don't last forever. They're a facade bag, man. And within that facade bag, you got to understand that in that facade bag is the enemy's tricks. What's the enemy's tricks? Well, I need to trick you to come over here. And what's over here? Oh, perishment. But I can give you everything right now. What you mean by perishment? I can give you everything right now. Well, the enemy know the end game. And if they know the end game, they gonna take you they gonna take everything. Well, I ain't willing to bring the house down, you know. So if the house is coming down, I need to get you on my side. But see, thank God that, you know, God is merciful and he thought in advance to say, you know what, Lord, I got sin. I gotta send something for my people. I gotta send something down there because they ain't getting it. Oh, so he sent Jesus for us. And that's the way. And see, through him is how you get to God. But people be tapped into God, but do you be really tapped into God? Because God say, when two or more gather in my name, I be present. But see, if you say you tapped in and I'm tapped in and I come around you and you around me, so we two or more, and I'm saying let's tap in, and then you tapping in with me and ain't nothing happening, we both ain't tapped in because when two or more gathering in there, we could be tapped in because we both got relationships, so we know what's going on. You ain't got in a relationship. How you gonna know what's going on? Or you feel a little something to get taught to you. Okay, at least you got something. Oh, you dead? You ain't got nothing. You just dry bones. You just rotted up. What you go see here? Oh, what you got? What's coming? Oh, I'm doing me. I got my seat. I woke myself up every day. I go to my job. I get my 9 to 5. I get paid. Oh man, just think about it. But that 9 to 5 job that you go to, and they say, man, you fired in, what you gotta do? You gotta go find another one because you gotta make sure you paying all your bills, right? And on those bills don't create themselves. Bills are things that you generate and create, right? But there's some basic things that we have that we should have, right? What's those basic things, right? What means to get around, uh, means for a roof, and means for clothing, right? That's what we need. Is that right? Nah. So let's eliminate getting around. Well, I gotta keep getting around because that's what we hear now in this world. But really, when you think about it, we don't even need no vehicle, right? We get vehicles because they make it easier for us to get where we need to go. But you could walk around. We could use a little bike. We could use a little scooter. We could use anything with wheels, without a motor that's going to get us there effectively in the route because we just want to speed it up a little bit, right? Man, no, so how you going to do that? We talking about you going up a snowstorm here in this car outside. We're like, man, James, we need something, man. We can't be out here like I say, yeah, you right. All right, so yeah, it's nice to have cars, right? So we got cars, but think about it though. What I'm saying. Get the point. The point of just without all the accessories that we have as human beings, our whole existence of being is to develop and to grow and multiply. Okay, so with that system, uh, death and birth go together. I remember when I graduated elementary school around when the Lion King came out, was that about 95, 96, somewhere around there when the Lion King came out, right? The original, the Disney. Yeah, right? So the theme song was The Circle of Life. They had that song, and we sung that song in elementary school, man. All the people that was graduating got on stage and sung The Circle of Life, and then we went on to middle school. But the circle of life, that's a real thing, right? Because everything goes in stages. So if it's the circle of life and things go in stages, then the stages that we have to have is, to be born here. We here. We gotta eat. So how you do it? Oh, you gotta learn how to farm. You gotta learn how to get some food, right? Okay. Education, you gotta grow produce, working in the field. And we gotta build something. It's not gonna build itself. Animals just don't do anything by themselves. You gotta lay it out. All right. So yeah, you gotta farm. Oh, okay. So now you gotta learn how to plant the seed, right? Oh man, the mustard seed. You gotta have oh man, you gotta have the seed, right? The seed. What's important about the seed? Well, the mustard seed, you got to have that piece of faith with you because the seed itself, when it gets planted, grows a harvest, grows the food you need. Do we need the food? Well, but in this world, sometimes you growing your own garden is a crime. You know, some people don't know how to grow a garden. My granddad had a garden. He loved gardening. And, I got in it a couple times, hit the dirt, hit the little metal thing to pick up the rocks. I always wanted to use the metal one that could chop up all the rocks and the dirt. That was interesting to me. Wasn't a problem. But I didn't keep that knowledge. I didn't run with that. Even though I was out there with him in the garden doing certain things, I didn't grab it all the way. But see, now I understand. See, it's planting the seed. This is granddad showing me. This is history. This is legacy here showing you, James, look what's happening to you. Your history is showing you plant the seed. The Father's showing you, boom, think about it. It's planted. All right, I got it. I understand. We here now. So all that time your faith was developing, you never really had the worries like other people, hey, when you look around saying, oh man, yeah, I really didn't. But a lot of things bother me. Still had anxiety and scared. Didn't even know what that really was until I really realized what it was. I just thought that every time my heart beat a little fast, or you know, uh, you couldn't feel like you could breathe for a little second. It was just, just a little shakes, a little bit. You just got a little scared. That's all. You just got a little scared, but wasn't really scared. Because when that feeling start to happen, when nothing is going on, then it's like, okay, then what you scared about? Ain't nothing going on. It's no crimes. No, you didn't do nothing wrong. You just sitting there. You got that fence. Oh man, what is that? Okay, so dang, you dealing with something. You got anxiety, bro. You depressed. You sitting there curled up, bro. You depressed, bro. What's going on? I say, oh man, going through something. You really so okay, but I can talk. See, I mean, I got platform. I can talk and get things out. Other people can't, but we all can. And as a youth, you don't know that. So I try to speak for youth and the underage underage people to understand that you got to go out there and be great, because what's before you a lot of times is a lot of garbage and a lot of trash. Us older people present ourselves in trashy, messed up ways, and we don't present ourselves in ways that's going to uplift and influence somebody in a positive manner. What we want to do is we still go out here and twerk and pop that ass, tell them go get the sparklers and the flyers and post on it and drop on the gram, do all this, and call each other out your name and act all wild and buck in public. Don't invest in anything. Don't believe in anything. Don't develop anything. And got all the answers. That's life. That's what we do, right? And then call the police when something go wrong. And then say, you better not call them on me or else what? And then go ahead, call. So now we arguing. It's confrontation. It's back and forth. It's gibberish, BS for nothing. All emotions. But what's the real? Well, the real is we human race that need to move forward in culture so we can, survive. But life is being taken away because we for some apparent reason can't seem to get it right. We want to sit here and debate with each other about who wrong or right, about what things righteous is what right is within its same sense, within itself. You don't have to question what's right, and you've been given already a whole scroll full. We've already been given what to do and not to do. Now, whether you believe that or not, that's another thing that's on you. But truth be told, this whole country was formed on Christian beliefs, right? But it was the Roman Catholic Christians, though. When you think about that, most things are based on religion. But then when you go and look at these people and cultures where they from, you get to see the peoples, and some things are really, really real, and some things you've been really hidden from, and a lot of things have been told to you wrong and differently. So now you got to go break down history and find out what's the reality about things that have been told to you. Well, some of the realities of the things that have been told to you are that, as far as this country is concerned, that there were natives over here. There were Moors over here. Some of the Moors, those black people that helped the French people in the war. That helped the British in the war. They helped warmen. They helped Europeans. The war came from over there themselves. Was already here, back and forth. All type of different things going on. So my point is people on continents. That's what I'm getting to. all over. Everybody's all spread out, but we only get one narrative of how things really went, right? And then when you do the research on it, then you find out people have been hiding things from you. Actual documentations have been hidden. Actual things are locked in certain buildings. You can't take no photos or pictures of these things. But if you Google, you'd be surprised at how these photos and things pop up. Like for instance, living here in Pennsylvania, being not far from Gettysburg, where they had a Revolutionary War. These were guns and bullets flying all over the place, trying to fight for the North and the South. And what was the North and the South about, man? You know what them Confederate people was about? They about keeping that black man in that goddamn field because that's what we want. And we don't want the new thing with the North, and you can go ahead and do you and be a free man. We want to do us down here in the South. That's why I said they still got sundown towns where you caught in them and you look like me, lights out. That's what they saying, you know. But that we still living in that day. We still living in the day where people can still get hung. That's what we doing out here. And we still don't forget, crime happens in the proximity of where you at. So yeah, it's a lot of black on black crime. It's a lot of white on white crime. It's a lot of Hispanic on Hispanic crime, Asian on Asian crime, Indian on Indian crime. When you go to these areas, that's just the proximity which you are. But as a overall whole thing, oh, that brown skin man has been getting rolled on, and you can see it time after time after time. As I just explained earlier, we seen police shoot a woman, and then here's she was allegedly pregnant. Now I'm not sure if the info came out that she was still pregnant now, but to shoot a pregnant woman is just even crazy. To even still police to still cuffed her on the ground. So what I'm saying is, a police officer can shoot you and then still cuff you as if you're gonna get up and run away. Like, oh man, I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. This is the world we live in. But it's a man that can gun down some kids, and then you can sit on the outside and say, man, well, damn, we gotta wait for some backup to get here. It seems like that guy is fully armored. Doesn't seem like what we got is going to be able to handle that. Oh, but when you out here on the street, when nobody armored, when you just armored with the color of being black, oh, we can manage that. We can take that out, no problem. Like Brother Patrick, that guy's head blown off by a police officer in Michigan. See what I'm saying? On 4-4. Let's not forget about that. So, this continues to happen. Now, I understand some people do things where, they might need to get taken down, but kill is a whole nother thing. You can shoot them in the leg, a little something, and get them, sit them down so they can have their time, tase them a little something, but they don't want to do that. I got to get you up out of here because you was a threat to me. Who's a threat? You. You look like me, you the threat. Why are you a threat? Because I don't know. I just don't like you. That's the energy. That's the vibe. And it was shown when the brother went to the supermarket, drove miles, wrote hate slurs on the barrel of the gun, and proceeded to go into the market and slaughter our elders. And then ran into a white man and said, oops, my bad. My bad, bro. I'm saying, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. This the world we in. This is what we doing. Then we can turn around and we can have people going to school, shoot up kids, kill kids. That's horrible. Have kids get killed, and then have the police sit on side for an hour and just sit there. Like, I don't know. We gotta wait to we gotta wait till our stuff get here. Whoa. But then they give reports to say, but y'all ran in and got some of y'all kids. Wait a minute, y'all ran and got some of y'all kids. Wait a minute, why y'all didn't go to the classroom where my man was at and handle that? That's what I'm understanding. But you are the server and protector of me. So how can I believe that you gonna protect me when my kid is in the school with the gunman and you are here with me? You can't protect me. But then you try to tell me, but since events like that happen, now you want to go and take away what's lawfully right for me to have. You want to now strip my gun rights away from me and tell me that I shouldn't have no assault rifle or a proper gun and things like that. Oh boy, you can. Here's the thing. If you eliminate these things, then they should be done on a global level. They shouldn't just be done on a pedestrian level, because an officer is a pedestrian too, under the jurisdiction of their job. So when they clock out, you're a pedestrian, just like everybody else. So pedestrians, nobody should have the guns like that. Then, if that's the case, right? Nah, you ain't gonna do that. Hell no. So all right. So you trying to tell me I can't have the assault rifle, but you can. So when it's time, when it go down, because you see how valuable that gun was when it, because you couldn't take them down. They was taking out kids. Nobody helped the kids. Yeah, I was standing outside. So now when there's multiple guns like that on the block, and you got your little handgun, they don't look good because you got to go get your armor. So when you out there in your whole SWAT military gear, because that's what y'all really waiting on. They really waiting on the whole martial law looking hook up. You know what I'm saying? To take you down, right? There's people practicing that. They write memoirs. They telling you. They posting it, ins and outs, telling you, hey man, yeah, we want to get rid of some of y'all. And don't let us catch you around here. And they disguise it in different things. Smile in your face. Hey, they like the athletes bouncing to all the music, all of it. Yeah, twerking, doing it all. And guess what? They still plot, take you down. That's messed up to even have a plot towards another human being. You should be able to go to a human being and say, hey man, look, here's a disconnect. This is where I think the problem is, and can we get past it? Oh, yes, my man. Let me give you some right by conversation, not physically speaking, and we can get through this. That's how we do things. We ain't have to sit here and pull out the strap, gun your brother down, gun your sister down. How we supposed to move life along if we sitting out here gunning each other down and then allowing police and corrupted demons and unrighteous people gun our people down? Nah, that can't happen. Nah, not fam. So, uh, revolution is coming. Now I don't know if the people are ready for that, but a revolution is strongly coming and advised for you to prepare yourself uh, righteously and get the necessary things. You definitely want to make sure you prepare because I guarantee you there are other people that are out here preparing themselves and they're making sure that they're going out there and getting the appropriate weaponry. They're getting the appropriate food, they're getting the appropriate knowledge and things put aside for these times that look purge like. If I'm not mistaken, that's what they look like. That's what it sounds like. We've had several movies of a purge, and they all had some Americanized stuff with it. It wasn't even a random movie. I could see if the purge was about some like robots or something. Yeah, even I will go with that with the like a cyber attack thing in the field. But nah, the purge was strictly, you know what? Hey, it's one day that hey, you could just kill anybody you want. What? Oh, you could put a movie about that. Oh, yeah. One day, man, you get 24 hours, you could do anybody. Damn. But you know what that does? That's every day in life. Because every day in life you got that choice to kill somebody or not. That's every day. Every day is a purge. That's the thing. That's we in the purge, right? We in the purge because that's how people thinking. Because they literally waking up driving miles to slaughter you. That's what they doing. They doing it at church. You can't even go praise the Lord. You can't go to the grocery store, shop for your food for the rest of the week. You can't send your kids to school because they can't get an education at a young age, not high school or middle school, adolescents, K through 6, right? And you can't even go to work because they shooting up jobs and everything too, movie theaters, concert venues. That's chaos out here. And every time it's a mass shooting out here, an event, after a lot of lives get lost, here come the gun law situations. But then if you keep talking changing gun laws, then we need to keep talking about some constitutional changes because that is the constitutional right to bear arms. Now you're trying to tell me that there's a certain arm that I can bear, but you can't tell me what these arms can hold because apparently your mental can't hold the simple fact of my skin tone. That's why you come with the bedroll to my dome and leave me on the ground. Gone. Oh man. So it's a fear level. Police gotta be trained to not be fearful. You first of all, at your job, we take it out of police. At your job, you can't be scared of nobody. Don't, thou shalt fear no man but God. So you stepping out the house with fear, you stepping out the house already wrong, and you've lost any battle that you're facing for the day because you already got fear in you. Cause so you saw that means the dog. Oh man, like dang, he ain't even did nothing. He just he might be talking. That might be some Doolittle stuff. He trying to say what up. You like, oh nah. That's what I'm saying. You fearful, you scared of everything. You're not tapped in to the realities of life. And the realities of life is you control the atmosphere. You control what's going on around you. Even though life is happening and things may happen, you still control it. An example, you go to work. Everybody's at work. You the last person to get there. Now you're late. But everybody got a dim face. But when you walking in with the light them all up. Even though you was late, being late is second nature now because the vibe that you gave them was so strong they couldn't deny it. Everyone has that ability. But what we do is when we walk into the room and we see it dim like that, keep it dim because it felt good on my eyes. Because what happened when we already in the dark and then somebody cut the lights on and that first light hit you? It's like, oh man, ooh, because the truth. That's how the truth hit that bright, and you don't want to deal with it. And we don't want to deal with things like that because who are you? Right? Because everybody is living life in a character mode, and they outside living like they telling the truth to people when they really lying. Because that's what we do as human beings. We say what sound good to people, what sound entertaining, and then go tell you, follow me. To what? The slaughter? Where you gonna follow you for? Now, the real things out here is they done made it so easy in this world for people to get money, but the simple things that people can get money on, people miss. It's so simple, you miss it. And one of the recent things that people been giving away money on is look at these little ads and advertisements people get to be monetized. Now just think, if you got 50,000 followers on any platform and you post something, at least 25 of those followers should go respond and click something. So you like, okay, 25. So if I got 10,000 followers, I should at least get 50 people to click something. Guaranteed 50 clicking. So now that 50 clicking, so now it's clicking every time that monetize is coming in because these views is coming in, right? But the views is coming in from the people, so the people should be getting treated, but the people getting monetized, they take that money and they live good. I'm saying simple monetization is you take the money, build the channel, and then you take that money and you apply that money to the community to get the people off the streets, to get people from stop facing addiction, to get kids meals, to get people out of whatever bad condition that they in. That's simple. But we complain. That's the simple numbers in the strength in that versus saying, I'm working up every day to build my family, to build a legacy. And I'm doing it for me, my kids, and my family. And I know you're doing it for you, your kids, and your family. Doing it for us and our family all the time. But when you think about it, you die right now, your family ain't got nothing. So who you doing it for? Right? We supposed to be doing it like God intended us to be here for. Now you got to understand what that is. Now he gave each individual a different amount of talent and a different skill set. Everybody's skill set ain't the same, but you gotta go to him and check in to see what that is. If you ain't checked in to see what that, then you're not gonna know how to move. But you don't want to go to him because you can't believe because what's been told to you has been a fraud. So it makes you reserved. And I can't go hear something like that because I don't know what to expect. But I'm trying to tell you, when you go to God with an open mind, open heart, and straight up and say, look, I don't know. God, I don't know nothing. I don't even know if you real. Who is you? I've been gasking all my life, dog. So look, let me know something. Let me know if you real. Come to me. Show me that you real. Show me a sign that you real. I guarantee you he gonna show you. I guarantee you he gonna show you. That's facts. Yeah, he gonna show you that. And then when you get that and you get that nudge and you get that understanding, then you gotta keep digging at it, going, and then you will see certain doors start opening, certain people will start coming around you. You will start to change the way that you move because of the stuff that you're learning and the things that you're involved with. You'll want to be involved. You start feeling conviction. Stuff don't feel right. The homies will be saying, "Man, we finna go out here and do X, Y, Z." And you just like, man, I don't know. I just don't feel it. I say, "Man, did you hear the new so and so?" You're like, "Man, I don't know. I ain't hear it. I ain't Hey, man, did you watch so and so?" You be like, "Nah, man, I ain't see it because it don't matter to you no more." It's more important having a relationship with God than entertaining the human beings out here telling you that they roll with God. See, people will tell you all day that they got connected, but then when it's time for them to show that they got connected, they don't have no connection to God other than to say, "God help me." But then they act out here like they bearing fruit, but not bearing nothing at all. And it's a bit contradicting to themselves. But then I told you the enemy can give you a lot of things too. So, you gotta watch what tree that's coming from. Just because it came from a tree don't mean it's good. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to understand what's going on to you out here. You gotta understand that the enemy's job is to deceive you. That's his job. You are being deceived on a daily basis, and you go be deceived according to your stuff that trigger and throw you off, man. So if you know it's certain things that throw you off, I'm trying to help you to get around some of that because I'm showing you things that people concern themselves with. I don't at all. It doesn't even bother me. I just know I don't even get embarrassed. There's no such thing as embarrassment, but people get embarrassed because something happened to them and they don't know how to take that because people gonna look at them and say you weak. You saw what I don't care about none of that, man. Like I'm breathing. And if something happened, it was a mistake. All right, it's a mistake. We go get over it and move forward. Like we ain't, that's it. Because if I lean back right now and fall out my chair and the whole screen, the whole audience might be like, "Dang." Oh man, fast forward, it might be a spike in the video. Like, yo, dude talking real and fell out, broke the whole screen, set crashed, everything, yo, crazy. But if I'm intentionally doing it, they don't seem the same, but both acts were the same. They both caused the same thing. They both, the screen for everything was the same. That's how people do, trying to do things to chase entertainment. And what you have to do is leave entertainment alone. There was a time when we would go to our neighbors and pull up and knock on the door and have that conversation in the living room and sit there and talk to people in their house and sit there and fellowship with people at their house. But now, what we do, we call each other on the phone quick here and there. We'll judge people by text. See, things started to get different when texting started to come into play because people started to judge the typing. But if you somebody that's been texting or short form typing for some while since AOL or instant messenger or something like that, then the statement is a little bit different. Like coming from the realm of the internet and texting, all caps is basically you're yelling. Now people do caps for intention, people do cap for anything. Everything is everything now. Everything is wide open. Nobody cares, no structure, but everybody want things structured. Does that make sense? Like we act like we don't know how to develop because we want things developed, right? So in the instance of a relationship, this is how you're going to advance your relationship forward. This right here is going to get you uh further in your relationships and lives, because saying I'm putting God first, I'm keeping God first is one thing, but doing it is another. Actually doing that, you don't already see a difference, right? After that difference being seen, you're going to see the change in yourself, because the change in yourself is inevitable because you don't want to be around certain things. You feel a certain way. You start to see things different for what they are. And you realize a lot of people just try to game you and lie to you and throw you off your game and throw you off of whatever you want, because that's just what people do. People throw you off of everything because that's just, they don't care. Their whole job is to get you to be thrown off your scale. Because if I can throw you off the scale, and I know you powerful, then uh you don't need to be here. I can get you out the way and you ain't gonna hold no weight. If I can get you out the way, then you know I can get in your spot. I can get in your position. That's the mindset of people. That's how people feel. I'm gonna learn what you got and take it and then become your replacement. Replace me so you can help me, so you can honor me, so you can look up to me. That's what people want. Me. But it's never us, us, we. Us can do it. We can do it. I is just the one in this we us thing. The I is individual, right? You the one that's in this thing. You the one that's in this thing, and you the individual in this thing. And why are you the individual in this thing? Because it takes you to create the team. A team is nothing but a bunch of individuals playing their role specifically to get things done. And once we understand that structure and you play your specific role that you should be playing, instead of jumping out of that role to jump in another role that's not your role, now we have problems. The problem comes when you jumped out of line and tried to play a part that wasn't yours. Yeah, you can't do that. And that's often what you see people doing. What's an example of that? Hey, did you see what so and so was doing? Hey, did you hear what so and so was doing? Hey, I didn't like how so and so all this opinion about XYZ about who doing what. You ain't got no just do the opinion to say about what? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, who is your opinion and what is your opinion? That's how people hit you. And then they get mad. They get frustrated. And then once that happens, they go to Facebook. And then when you go to Facebook or social media, you talk on there. But then you talk on there in cold because you realize the person that you might have that smoke with, they might be watching. So therefore, you can't really say what you want to say. So you go around it in another way where you try to disguise it. And now you subliminally talking about a person and then they catch it and then be like, yo, I heard you was over there talking about me like that. And then you like, nah, I wasn't doing that. Everything I post ain't about you. I keeps it real. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what people be doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And then tell you, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this, but typing, all right, show up, pull up, doing all this. Mind you, exposing all yourself to the internet of open world where you're sitting basically threats back and forth far as the feds are concerned, right? Because they're going to control the internet ways. You know, when you get your little device, your little communications device, your cell phone, your computer, anything with communications, and you crack that thing open and you start to look. Hold on, let me see if I can find this thing for you real quick, man. Hold on, let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. Boom, boom, boom. If I can find it real quick. Maybe I can't find it, but I'll I'll get into it. I'll get into it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this right here. I don't know if y'all could even see this. Oh, it says don't worry about it. FCC is what I'm getting to. The FCC, right? Those people, FCC, yeah, they all are part of the airwaves. The FCC controls the airwaves, controls the communications, right? So that's your speech. So when you up here talking about some, yeah, man, pull up, and you over the internet talking about some pull up, guess what? They go pull up that file, and when something that went wrong, they go pull right up at your house and location and pull your ass right in the car and take you to jail because now you online giving out threats and giving out locations and stuff. Though, how stupid can people be? And then be like, you snitching or you told. No, you told on yourself by sitting up here exposing the information right here online, telling people pull up on your phone. Then nobody do that. You did that. Right? Because you signed into it, because that's what we doing. We want to get into a cat battle where you want to go back and forth with somebody to prove your gangster, to prove how hard you is. But you would just walk up to somebody in McDonald's with that same energy and smoke for no reason. So why are we online doing this back and forth stuff? Because you know why? Because online is entertainment. And sometimes entertainment crosses the line and cross over into real life when you die. There's been a lot of people that's done got killed on live, popping off. Oh, why you on live popping off and talking reckless and talking crazy? Well, I thought hey, I don't know. They can't defend themselves. Them not here. All right. But I wouldn't suggest that you would be, you know, talking reckless about somebody live in a neighborhood or around them, and expect nothing not to happen. Right? Speaking reckless about somebody is one thing. But you did attempt to keep it real about speaking ill about them, at least around them and about them. So yeah, they heard what's going on. But the problem is speaking ill. So you caused yourself that carnage by running your mouth. You wouldn't have had that carnage had you not ran your mouth. See, that's the problem. People run their mouth about the wrong things. See, you should be running your mouth in a position to uplift and to put people in better positions. You shouldn't be running your mouth about gossip. You shouldn't be running your mouth about the clothes John and Jake had on, man, right? Oh, but we do it all the time. I mean, we do it all the time. Hey, and then sit here and judge and act like we don't do it. We sit here and be like, oh, look at XYZ and look what they got on. Or look at this girl, look at that girl, or look at this guy, look at that guy. Knowing people be married. So you breaking all type of laws and covenant, you don't care. Nobody care. That's how we roll. Because I know it's just good. God know my heart. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how we do it. Yeah, and your mate know your heart too. And while you out here hardening for other people, that's a crime to your own relationship. You say, no, what crime did I commit? Well, you might have not physically committed no adultery or nothing like that, but you put the alley oop setup for it because you out here exposing yourself to things that might not go well. I'm pretty sure a lot of people seen Baby Boy, right? And Baby Boy was at work, and his little coworker wanted some action, you know, and so Baby Boy Jody ended up over old girl house, you know what I'm saying, and she was all about trying to get his man some action and see what's going on. Yo, what's going on? But I got a shorty at the crib, or if we in the Fisher right now. I'm at least I know I want to be with my baby mama. I know I want to be with my baby mama, but I don't know how to tell my baby mama that. But I know I ain't with her officially, or even if I am, at the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm gonna try to get, you know what I'm saying? Oh, but he was in that situation, and guess what happened? What did Jody do? Jody got up out of there. Yay. But Jody still got tested because what she do now? Jody still uh let her taste a little bit of something what's going on. But it could have went a lot worse than what it was. He got caught up a little bit, but he got up out of there. But I'm saying he should have never been in there. Do you get what I'm saying? You shouldn't have been in there. You got somebody, you shouldn't be in those situations. We put ourselves in those situations by saying, you know what, damn, that look like somebody I could smash real quick and it could just be good and over with and I ain't gotta worry about it. But what about the karma and consequences that you put yourself in outside of that? Which means you don't think about what happens when your significant other finds this information out, how damaging it will be to them. Because no, you don't care about their feelings and emotions, because if you did, you wouldn't be doing these things, because the intent of just getting caught, that alone would have stopped you, because you'd be like, you know what? Because if they found out, I hate ifs. I'm a big if hater, man. But if my parents never got together, I wouldn't be here. That's the biggest if you can't deny. However, man, like I said, if you got involved, you got you hoping for some bail. You hoping for some things to come across so you don't get hit, right? That's what happens. So you don't put yourself in those situations. That's the point that I'm making. And Jody got himself up out of there because he knew, oh man, this is bad. But he fell into it a little bit. But at least he caught it and got up out of there and said, man, you know what? I gotta go. I don't want to be up in this thing like this. This ain't nothing that I want to be getting involved with. So, with that being said, you got to continue to move forward and be progressive in trying to make the best around you. I know we go to work and we get in work and we get mad and frustrated about the work ethic of our coworkers. We get really upset, feeling like we put in more work than what's around us, and I understand that completely, right? But you got to think about it. When you put in 100%, like you doing things for God, then you're not worrying about your surroundings and what's happening. Though things are happening in real time, where it seems the world it may be hating on you, or you know um things might not be going your way, you still gotta remain in that smile, because that smile that you remain in, get it right here, I just think different podcast, that smile that you remain in through that little temporary storm that you're going through is the blessing that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that is heavy. That's deep. But I'm gonna take a quick second here. Let me see here. All right. Let me see. All right, there we go. All right, yeah, I'm gonna take a little second. I'm gonna implement something new here, man. Trying to get this video up real quick, man. We live. I got my cousin not here, man. Doing some things. Oh, good, man. Oh, Goodman, man. The old Goodman collection. That's a watch collection. That's a fashion collection. That's a lifestyle collection, man. I'm about to go ahead and pull this oh good up and let y'all see what's good with the oh good. Let's go. Can we get that? If for the plate. Uh-oh, but it ain't no visual. Let me go find the visual for that. We go get it together in here straight. Because that's an MP4, right? Oh, okay. Let me give me a second. Put this scene back in here. We just here, man. Just you know, I just think different podcast, man. Doing it new, trying to give you something different. Uh I appreciate y'all for coming by, checking me out. This episode is episode 30, man. I'm talking about righteousness. It's righteousness because that's what it's all about. There's so many killings and stuff going on. But right now I'm trying to find out how to put this video up here live and direct. And I'm gonna find me a little box to put it in. And we go make this thing do what it do. All right. Oh, okay. I've been trying to get him in there, but he ain't working. This little situation wants to play, but we gonna keep working until we get it right. You know, I know it's a way to drop it up here, and I just gotta find it real quick. Do 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 do. How about this? We do one even better. This the new age. Sorry for everybody that's listening. This is a visual moment right here. Might just carve all this time out. This is a visual moment. We gonna put the visual on the screen. We can just drop and drag. Can we drop and drag? Is that drop and drag? What's going on? Uh, Alrighty. Still trying to figure this out. Good collection. Yes, indeed. That's the old good collection. Make sure y'all cop that and get it when you see it around your way. All right. Now make sure you go ahead and check out that YouTube, man, that old Goodman Collection YouTube, man, page. All right. Yes, sir. So, hey, we getting into the NBA Finals, man. We getting into the NBA Finals. And NBA Finals is coming up. And I feel like the Warriors is gonna win this thing. But along with the Warriors winning it, I'm gonna tell you something else. I feel like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is gonna get Finals MVP. Yeah, I feel like Klay Thompson is going to get Finals MVP. Now, how did I come to this conclusion? Well, I came to this conclusion from uh, my own my own conclusion of seeing Clay being in the finals and going out and they lost and being down for 2 years. Clay averages 19 and a half points a game for career. Over the last couple of years, been averaging 20 a game, and yet and still have failed to average 20 a game in the playoffs. I said, oh man, nah. Clay, Clay, do for something. Just watch. I said, man, you gotta be a little bit reserved because I'm thinking to myself, well, let me think. If I'm a number one athlete, if I'm a top athlete, and with me being a top athlete, I have to display a certain amount of athleticism. I have to display a certain amount of courage or whatever it have you. But I'm pretty sure all ball players feel like they the best mofo alive. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they're the best mofo on the court. So when you go out there on that court and you get the plan, you gotta bring it. And then when you can't move your steps like you could, that kind of play with you a little bit because it's like, dang, I lost it. Kind of like Derrick Rose before he got hurt, how he used to bounce off that ground and his whole body was all acrobatic. And now you can see Derrick Rose still busting you, and people feel good to see him back. But they was like, man, before the injury, right? I'm saying, so when you go down with an injury like Clay had, and they try to count you out. So that again, that's a mental thing. I'm not counting out. I'm balling. I can be here, right? So you got to get over that. And we ain't seen him, but you've been hearing about it. Oh man, Clay come back, Clay come back. We ain't come back, man. All right. You see the practice. You start to see a little, you know what I'm saying, a little shoot around, start to see a little something with Clay. Like, okay. All right, but when you hit the court, buddy. Okay. All right, so Clay is gonna hit the court. When? Oh shoot, I don't know. Oh, it's getting close. You hear Clay coming to hit the court. Oh, Clay about to hit the court, starting out there. Okay, so they balling. So Clay comes back, and you like, yeah. All right, the Warriors probably a go. All right, cool. The Warriors a go. Now, mind you, they already got 3 rings, right? They got been there. And Steph has not won Finals MVP. Man, dang. So it's been Iggy and 2KDs. It's like, all right. But what Steph did do was get regular season MVP twice. All right. So with that being said, it's like, yeah, we might have not gave you finals, but you was the best dude in the league, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You was the best dude in the league, bro. So we gonna give you that. So why I say Clay is gonna get it right? Yeah, Clay is gonna get it because they gave Steph the Western Conference Finals MVP, right? That's the soften the blow because Steph is a cool dude. Steph go take it, like man, it's nothing. I'm gonna take this, and it's already like we read. You already know that you already won. Sign it off, bro. You already know you good, but. Clay gotta come on here and get this one here, man. We gonna get this on Clay. It's all right, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Clay, come and get so now Clay finna bust that thing open and he finna go out here and get him a finals MVP, man. Wouldn't it be something if Iggy turned around and got another finals MVP, dog? Damn, that'd be crazy. Yo, so that's what's going on, man. Uh Warriors probably take this thing, but check it out. The Celtics right there. What they gonna do, man? Y'all think the Celtics is go come back and win, or what y'all think? Y'all let me know. Also, man, I want to shout out to all the listeners that's overseas, man. Shout out to people in Africa listening to the I Just Think Different podcast. I'm gonna drop a bomb for you, man. I appreciate your time because you definitely don't have to give it. So I appreciate you listening. All the people across the sea, across the pond, over in London, listening to the I Just Think Different podcast, man. I appreciate your time as well. It's very appreciated. All the people over here domestically throughout the 50 states, man. I appreciate Pennsylvania and California and Nevada and Florida, and Michigan and Texas, for holding me down. For being some avid listeners of that I Just Think Different podcast, So I appreciate y'all for coming by and stopping by looking at the show because without y'all, there wouldn't be no show really, unless I can just come here and show you really audio and sound and podcasts and things. But no, for real, um, I appreciate you. And a lot of people don't understand how valuable it is uh, to be able to make a difference in somebody's life, to sit here and be able to try to come up with things every week. And sometimes I don't have anything and thinking of different things, but at the same time, trying to show you that regardless of what you got, you just got to go out there and just do something, regardless of how long it is. You have to present something because what it does is it open up doors and it presents other forms of breakthroughs that you will see that God will establish and set up in your life when you go ahead and trust that process, particularly when you tap in that way. Now, I encourage everyone to step out there and just take a risk and not be scared to jump into whatever it is that you feel that you have talent in or you want to make a career change or anything like that. Don't be afraid to step into that immediately because reserving yourself is only going to handicap you really when you know you have talent to be able to do something and then you could miss out on your calling and that's something that we don't want, right? We don't want nobody to miss out on their calling. We want the appropriate people to be where they're supposed to be because we need everybody in a spot. We need everybody in their places, man. That's what it takes. That's what it is, man. So, you know, any other shows that you guys want to see, any information that you got that you know you want to bring to the table and want to talk about, you can just write I just think different email at gmail.com. So that's I just think different at gmail.com. That's the email that you can go ahead and hit any requests, any type of things that you want to discuss. You can talk to me. I'm still in the process of getting the teams together, man. They coming, they coming. I'm getting the teams together. I'm also still looking for those mothers, those mothers, those mothers, those moms. Your mom, your mother, holla at me. I'm trying to get with you and put a little something together. So if you're a mom and mother, you hear my voice and you be on I Just Think Different podcast, just get in contact with me via email and I'm gonna reach out to you. We'll get something together. I guarantee you, there's gonna be some different shows and different looks coming around here. But just bear with me on some things, man. I'm trying so many different new things all the time. It just take a little time to see what's going on. But what you won't see me do is sit here and be lying and gaming you, tell you, hey man, hey, make sure y'all subscribe, like, and share, and do all that, man. I'll probably tell you maybe a couple times, but I'm not gonna keep drilling it to you. That's probably the first time I said it here, but you can see the links down there. Just click it. You know, you like what you see what's going on, then you already know what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Just pop back. But what I said earlier about the monetization is a real thing. That is the real strength in numbers. So if you can recognize that a part of you just clicking and listening to something for an hour a day and just having it on, letting it play, getting those times up so the monetization dollars could come in, that's the money that could be used to fix your community. That's the money that could be used to place people in better positions. That's the money that could be used to make up a scholarship to send somebody to school. That's the money that could be used to effectively change and make sense the life that we want to see and become, or at least see the change that I want to see in people, because I want to see everybody do good and be righteous, because I'm a righteous person myself. I don't feel that I'm malicious at all. I'm definitely on the side of being a righteous person and trying to do what is right, because wrong is not um here's the thing: when you hurt other people, you wrong. When you hurt yourself, it's called a mistake, a lesson, an addiction. If it's the same thing, because keep doing the same thing over and over is what almost psycho, if not psycho, crazy, whatever you want to call it. But it's a repeat, and it's a not good repeat. And the repeat you want to have is a repeat of consistent positive change and growth, not a repeat of the same thing and falling down the same hole. That is not growth. That is called, again, like I said, that's called crazy. You don't want to be in that situation, but we seem to fall in those situations a lot of times because the problem is we think that we got it, everything matched. We think we got it all ready to go, man. You know what I'm saying? We got the whole thing made up. We got the whole thing in the mix. Why? Because we got it all. We know it all. We don't know a damn thing. We only know what somebody else told us, and then we go get the research. We like, well, damn, I didn't know that. Why didn't somebody tell me? And then when they tell you, say, I tried to tell you. And then you got to humble yourself. But you don't want to humble yourself because that ego done got a hold of you so bad, it's tearing you up. So you got to stand your ground and maintain your ignorance. And now you can't receive nothing. That's what happens. So you want to sit in ignorance and be mad at us, saying, you know what, brother, I was wrong. Brother, sister, I was wrong. And how can we rectify the situation? You gotta be able to want to rectify the situation, because that's what it's calls for. You got a problem with a person, you go to them. You don't go to social media. You go to them. Oh, they don't want to talk to you because they want to play that game. That's usually probably what they're gonna do. They go sit around and play a little game because it's a game between human beings. That's what human beings want to do. They want to get the power and one up. I don't care about power. Power don't exist to me. I am the power. That's the power. This so nobody can strip you of power because everybody has their own individual power. It isn't like I can have my power, then take your power, and now I got two powers. No, this ain't no Thanos glove that life we living in. This the game that people play with you though, because they take you and then they spin you for a loop and have you go whatever way they want to have you going, and then you fall for it every time because it's cool. And then you like, man, who you talking to? Well, when you realize that you going down the rabbit hole and you fall into the pot of with like, damn, how did I even get here? Yeah, you got there because you was falling down the rabbit hole. You wanted to be a part of some of that stuff. I remember years ago, remember yo-yos, the yo-yos, and yo-yos used to be big, but at a certain point they had came back for a split second and people was doing the yo-yos and then went out. Remember the pogs? The pogs were like kind of plastic things. Uh, a little plastic little, I don't know how to describe this thing, little plastic little piece where a little comic book piece or on the top, and you slam them on top of other things, marbles, things of these things. These are type of things that are fads. They come and go, but they also can stay around. But you see somebody randomly playing marbles now, are you gonna pull your car over, jump off, say, "Man, I got some stillies and some marbles. Let me play. I want to take your marbles." No, but people run around recording ignorant things and twerking all up and down the freeway. People recording themselves, creating mass shootings online. People are creating themselves. Uh, uh, Sexual activity online because that's the stuff that gets people attention. This stuff right here, now, I'm telling you the truth in here. Knowing that, hey, yeah, I am wrong for doing this stuff, but so what? I'm going out here trying to get the books because we don't care. We don't care and we accept it because you will let your brother and sister go out there and shake their ass and sit here and scam and scheme on people because it's all cool, right? It's all cool. The Bible even tell you don't prostitute, don't buy out, but see, it's all cool. We go pay for it. Hit that OnlyFans. I'm trying to be the OnlyFans. That's it. It's too hot, so you need OnlyFans. But so they go get them. No AC, just fans. Damn. All right, so now you want to see it dance for the bands. And now you sitting there doing all this, and now you in a trance for the scam. And damn. It's all happening all over again. And now you done found yourself down a rabbit hole where some people get so far down a rabbit hole, they go down the wrong one and end up looking at kids. And then now they got people knocking at their door, and then they go try to meet up with kids and then get caught by adults saying, "Hey, what were you doing?" "Oh, no, that was no, what had happened was that we ain't never. Well, I didn't never try to talk to her like that. I had no. They pull out the little document, the whole text message. They like, no, that right there. They be in full denial because at that point right there, what you was doing was really wrong, and now you probably feel that anxiety, like the police finna come up, finna go to jail. This is a charge, and I don't want to go to jail and be nobody's bitch. So I'm gonna just kind of swerve and kind of deny this thing. But that's what people be doing. They got an interest for kids. They got an interest for your kid. If they ain't got an interest for your kid, they got an interest to go to school and kill your kid. It's kids at school killing kids. All right, you can just randomly Google search this. There's multiple schools that's been shut down just this week alone, just for um malicious activity. Right? This is what's going on. And if you a kid, and I'm talking about school, where is a kid coming from? A kid coming from home, right? So the parents that's raising these kids is doing what if the kids is the ones committing the crimes? Oh, we can't hold the parents accountable. Nah, because why would I ever hold myself accountable for raising a criminal? And then deny it. Say, I didn't know what was going on, but I can buy you things. I could, when I see you making certain posts and certain things, I just say, oh, it's all right. Oh, that's what we doing out here. That's the accountability that we have as human beings. That this is what we do. That's how corrupt we are. We don't care. Because if it don't bother me in my household, why should I care? Because you ain't helping me. Okay, so then when they do help you, they give you all the stimmies that you want, the stimmy packages. They give you all the bonus money, all the stuff that you got. And then you go out there and you take world trips like it's the Tour de France or something. Getting passport stamps, PPP loans, people getting caught up in. That's the society we live in, and people was rolling with it. But then they telling you, well, that's going on. We got another little situation going on with some monkey business. Oh, well, damn. Now, my history serves me a little bit correct. Well, they try to say the black man was a monkey. Hey, you gorilla. You, hey, you. Oh, damn. But what I also seen, I seen gorilla glue is the strongest. Damn. So wait a minute. So black, you hate black and you call everything bad black, but it seems in the realms of we live in, stuff that black is be good, right? Oh, you want gorilla? Gorilla's black, a black freaking. Ape monkey, yeah, boom, yeah, he good thing, right? That's good, but it sticks. Why you naming it gorilla? Noir, negro, one of those words. I mean, black. Oh, they like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's good. We want the black on black whip. You want the black on black? Or everybody want the black. Want the oh. How often is you wanting the white on the white? The clear on the clear. You know what I'm saying? People ride around and they get tint. I ain't seen nobody ride around and get reflective tint on the outside. I haven't seen nobody get mirror tint. Oh, maybe that might be illegal. I don't know. Those are street rules and street laws, right? You got confined to those, right? That's the thing, right? So here's the thing: we've been living life wrong. We've been living life how we want. You gotta live life according to the law. And why is it important to live life according to law? Well, I'll tell you, because this thing is undeniable. When you get in that courtroom, you can't lie up under that recording because that recording is going to hold the true factor. And for you, if you know the right things to say, when you get in that recording will release you of the things that you may be accused of because now you got the right language and you know how to speak. So when they tell you you need the legal representation to represent you, that's a representation. Why do I need representation if I know what's going on? Why do it? So a guardian is like a parent, but not a parent, but a representation of a parent, which means it's somebody over the 18 that can control somebody under 18 per se. That's what they're saying. But really, it seems like the teens be running the adults, but they ain't no here there. The point I'm making is, is some guardianship that you gotta have, some responsibilities that you gotta have, some ownership that you gotta have that you take hold of, and that's what you will find. The end of the tunnel where the light is, right? And what's the light? You doing the right thing because all that dark stuff that you was in is leaving you down, is leaving you slumped, is leaving you feeling like you gotta kill somebody, gotta change this and change that. And meanwhile, you want to talk about everybody. You get sucked up by succubus. You get sucked up by everything you see on TV and exposed. You don't know what to do. You so involved with technology and buying up things on TV, buying up everything, but won't buy your neighbor nothing. Well, you won't just randomly. I bet you won't go buy no Balenciagas and just go give them to a homeless person. Now, would you? You ain't go buy no red bottoms and just roll up on the homeless person and be like, man, here, homie, here go the nice red bottoms and here go the straight Yeezys right here. What size is you? Oh, these your size. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on that. Oh no, because I gotta look fresh. I gotta look fly, right? Why would I look like you don't even have no home? Look at all that judgment you placing on them. They ain't got no home. They human. Well, they don't deserve to have good things on their feet, but you can. Oh, because you can afford those things and to go buy those things and you can look good, right? But then demonize them for you don't know their situation because this situation that they in, you very well could be in. As soon as you take your ass to work and they say fired. Oh, do you say you got it? No, I got it made. I got 401k. I got stuff rolled up. I got a lawsuit coming if they fire me unlawfully. I said, look at all the other little stuff you got to do, foolery and tricks that you got to go run into to try to gain access to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You got to bounce around like that, man. That's too much bouncing around to do. You shouldn't be having to bounce around like that. But we do it. We do it all day long because we trying to seek something. And what it is that we trying to seek? Well, we trying to seek being right because people want to be right. You don't want to be wrong and you don't want to be on the other side of wrong. That's what people try to preach to you and tell you is you got to be right. And that's what this is, the righteous. You got to be righteous. It's about being righteous. What is righteous? Well, I'll tell you, righteous is, taking hold of what's right and doing the right thing. Now here's a tough one. Let me see if I can pull this example off the fly, the top of my dome. That's what I like to try to do a lot of times is pull things off the top, man. So what's an example of righteous? Okay, okay. It's you got a lot of money. Oh, you cashed out. Money's not issue. Nope, you ain't got no problem with money. Okay, and then you walk inside of McDonald's, right? And you realize it's a line of people outside trying to get in McDonald's that haven't ate, that have been standing there for hours. You recognize them standing there for hours. Righteous would be to come out of McDonald's and have food for them. because you know that these are people in need, and you know that if you swap the rest of your income, swap it. You got the money. You don't have the money. Excuse me. Now you don't have the money. My bad. You broke. You ain't got nothing. And grandma sitting there and needs some food to eat. And your kid that's a diabetic needs some food to eat because they sugar too low and they ain't got nothing. And now they need to get something. And sir, can you help my kid out? My grandma, they sugar low. They just need to get some, man. Screw your grandma and kid, fam. Care about your grandma and kid. I got me. Oh dang, that don't sound righteous at all. Are you gonna talk to a grandma and kid like that? What type of person are you? That's what people do. You look at that and say, man, well, they ain't mine, dog. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Sorry, not right now. It's people that be so in the zone when you try to talk to them out in public, like, not right now. They not right now in you. They ain't even heard what you had to say. Not right now, not right now. Going in the zone because our brains are wired to not want to deal with people, but we deal with people because we so in the phone like this. We so in the phone like this. We so in the people, but don't want to deal with people, but deal with people because we in the phone like this. We in the phone like this, and we in the phone like this because we don't want to deal with people, but we deal with people because we in the phone swiping, talking, texting, trying to give people intimacy into your life, and then get mad when they find it. Get mad when you make a post and then nobody like it. Get mad when you made a post and somebody says something negative and hurt your feelings. You get mad when all these things happen. Oh, but you rejoice when you get your stuff retweeted. It's the like of the day. You got 1 million followers and all of that come behind it. Why though? Why? It's because of the fame and the functionality, the entertainment, that sauce that come with that, because you think it's the bag. Ain't no monetization tied to it. Ain't no fame tied to it. You're not gonna get put on no TV show. They're not gonna call you on a Breakfast Club. They're not gonna do anything, and nobody's gonna look at your views. Are you still doing the same thing? You still doing the same thing. You keeping it true to self. You keep feeling like, oh, all right, you just got a thing for this. You just make videos and whoever catch it, cool. No problem. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Hey, but now, oh, it's a trend going on, so I want to hop on top of it and put the joint on, put the and man, that's what we do. That's what people do, and then be like, "Hey man, I can't hate the play, hate the game, right?" They say hate the game, and what is it to hate about the game? Nothing at all, because you shouldn't be playing them, right? So you can't complain when you playing the game. How can you play the game? Well, you gotta play the game. That's what they say, or do you? Do you have to play the game? Do I have to play the game? Like, I don't know. Like, do I have to play the game? You got to play the game to an extent. What game is that? Well, you got to understand the game of uh the law that's being played against you, because the reason why people want to hate on you, the reason why you end up in the courtroom is because that's money involved. If you would go to the courtroom and you wouldn't get any money out of it, you wouldn't lose any money out of it. People wouldn't be so thrilled to go to the courtroom, because then it would really be a complete waste of time. But since you know that you possibly could get some money, possibly could get some judgment, then you want to sue, because otherwise, in public, when you have an altercation with somebody and you just stepped out of line and said something and dropped you, knocked you out. Hey, well, hell, that's your fault. You shouldn't have been running your mouth, and you should have kept, you know what I'm saying, probably your thoughts and your things to yourself if you knew it was going to be disrespectful or harmful to somebody. And that's the type of things that, you should be aware of. So, you got some act right. And now it ain't right. It's not right. It's not right for anybody to get abused or to get rough housed or any of that, man. But what is true is when you know that doing those type of things is an issue, you can save yourself. Opening your mouth and complaining at the wrong time is an issue. You can save yourself. Instead of complaining, you gotta go about doing things the right way. Like, you want to talk about a police officer pull you over and you mad that he was harassing you the whole time. Nobody believed you because you was getting harassed. nobody believed that it was a problem going on, so you left all upset. Well, the process was you should have got that badge number, and then you should have went to the police department, and you should have filed that report against that police, because that's what you can do. That's the review section online. That's the comment section online. People don't know you can do that to the police. Go get that badge number and go put that report on them, and put that press on them, because guess what? When you get that press, just like at your job, when they sit you down in the office and they tell you, hey, uh, there's a violation here. This is XYZ. You're not fired, you're not anything, but hey, just sign this, because it's just, oh, whoa, what am I signing? Oh, this boom 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 says, if you whoa, if you whoa, if you well, that's what's going on. Damn, you what? That's for paperwork. Oh, why you need paperwork? Because I need a paper trail. Why you need a paper trail? Oh, because if we get sued and we have to go before a court of law, now I got a doctrine log of this situation that says, hey, I'm legit. I'm truthful. I'm honest. So now what you gotta understand is now you gotta have a log. So what's the log now? Oh, the camera is the log. We don't need the log. We seen it with the camera. Oh, but when you see it with the camera, like the officer that killed Brother Patrick out there in Grand Rapids in April, you can see that does tape really matter? Because even when you got the tape, the brother gone, can't bring him back. You got the tape, and now we're still sitting here talking about, police killing unarmed black people constantly. They've been talking about it since the 60s, 70s, 50s, year after year. Things never change. Now, at some point, you got to ask yourself, why is this trauma and torment constantly among our people? And why can't our people seem to get it together? We can't do the simple things as even come together on something simple, because everybody feels differently about things. You had Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, two black brothers that was about change and seeing it, but did it two different ways, and two different groups of people agree differently with these people. And it changes things. But a library holds all the books. So what that means is when you get inside the library and you get a book that you might not necessarily agree with, that's okay, because there's others in here. But the root of the others being in here is by way of this building called a library. So at least we're on the same page with that, and that's a start, versus everybody being scattered in these books, and we don't even know how to identify the books, right? Wrong, yes, no, right? Wrong. That's a thing. That's history. We can have the information in the book, but are you going to read it? And if you read it, how do you interpret what you read? Because now the things that you're reading are literatures and opinions and maybe life events from accounts of others. So now you're still taking other people's words for it. So how do you take that grain of salt and make it work for you? See, we take the grain of salt and then we argue the grain of salt as if we hear the grain of salt and we got our own grain of salt that's the perfect salt. When salt is salt, so you take it and you put it just you know what I mean. You put it where it need to be. You don't oversaturate it, because too much salt, we know it. It tastes immediately. When you taste too much salt on something, it's too salty, right? People's emotions when they get embarrassed, when they get feeling some type of way, which is the same thing. At the end of the day, they feel away. Why you feel away? Well, people feel away because simply, you know, I can. And I don't owe you explanation. And then people get their own platforms. And then they go to your platform and talk however they want to talk and say, I can do whatever I want on my platform. Not realizing that you can't do whatever you want on your platform because you signed documentation that says you agree to these things that are set up within this program. Oh man. So when are we really operating on what's righteous or operating on God's rules or operating in the format that is very productive in moving culture and people forward? But no, I want to sit here and operate in me. That's what we do. I want to operate in me, man. And if it ain't affecting me, I don't give a damn if it affect you. That's a bad way to see things, you know? And it's unfortunate that we see things like that, but that's why we got to bring awareness and change things. Or else we going to keep having situations where our elders are getting gunned down in markets, our kids are getting gunned down in school, where you can't properly educate your child in the ways that you were educated because scumbags want to take your kids out. That's the truth. Scumbags want to take your kids out, and it's not cool. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all, and it upsets me. It really does upset me, um, because we don't have no regards to human life, and then we ask each other all the time, "What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?" Whoa, listen. For one, slow to speak and listen, and be able to take constructive criticism and use it in a way that's going to elevate and push forward the greatness that's instilled in you because you are great. You are a great person and you have great powers that only you have. Everybody don't have your powers. We all got different abilities because God bless people with different things, right? So with God blessing people with different things, you got to learn your thing and know that your thing is important to fit into our thing because it's us that make everything go round. We the people, but if we the people don't understand we're the ones who have the power that has to be initiated, then we're never going to move forward because you'll always be stuck in a mindset of I gotta do for me and mine. But if it's only about you and yours, then why is it always pray for XYZ when mass things happen? Why is it a oh I feel bad when some oh no, but it was just you and yours. But you wanna take the little fatty thing and go out there and be, you know, uplifting to other people so you can get the love, pray for this and pray for that. But do you physically pray? Do you really go to God and holler at God and get understanding through Him? Because that's the one that's going to give you the information. Information is not going to come by man. And if the information does come by man and it's something they telling you that is effectively changing your life, then, you know, God would have spoke, to that person to give that sauce out. It was through God. It was through God. That's how it happened. Man don't do nothing on his own but make their own choices and decisions, and based upon those, that's what you get judged by. And a lot of times we do what we want to do instead of what's right for the situation. We do what we want to do instead of making a different form of life for culture that's coming up. For instance, if we smoke cigarettes in front of our kids, instead of saying, you know what, I don't need to smoke at all, we'll continue to smoke. Or say, you know what, I'm not going to smoke in front of my kid, then I'll go outside and then I'll smoke, but then still have smoke residue. So now it resonates with the child. Oh, I remember this fragrance when I was a child, and this is the smell. That's the same smell, and that's going on outside. So that's what they doing outside. I didn't like that because I know my mom was this or that after the fact, or they did this and that after the fact, or people asked me this and that after the fact. Either way, what I'm saying is that smoke is a signal and a trigger to come back and be like, man, I remember that. Calm, almost like mothballs when a lot of times people will go over there, elder aunts' houses or grandmas, and she had that little chest or something, and you could smell the mothballs somewhere in the house. You like, dog. But that was a lot of older people houses in early 80s and late 90s type style. It's not really a big thing now. That's my point. That it's the scent and that fragrance. It picks up fast, to the point to where I don't know why people ain't put mothballs in their car, right? You know what's that? It might be somebody right there. Hold on. Shout out to. Hey, if you riding around with mothballs in your car, yo, you might be riding around with mothballs in your car. That's crazy. Hey, but more power to you, man. More power to you. Definitely more power to you. But again, this is about righteousness. This is James with the I Just Think Different podcast, and this episode 30, man. Once again, talking about righteousness and how do you be righteous, man? You gotta do change. You gotta become the change you want to see. You gotta become the change you want to see. You gotta do the things for others. You gotta put the work in. You gotta be out here on the ground in the field and do the work. But a lot of times, that's hard. I understand a lot of times that's hard to do those type of things, to put that work in. But what's harder than putting work in is being honest with yourself and looking at that reflection in the mirror and being truthful with that instead of walking out the house false. Because when you walk out the house false, you're giving a bad impersonation to the world, and then the world gravitates towards this falseness. And then the falseness that the world gravitates towards, they end up multiplying. And now we're multiplying a bunch of false people that's running around out here instead of giving them the righteous things what they should be following after. But since the false things love the world so much that we want to run around here and we want to do those false things as well, and then we don't hold each other accountable when we see these false things happening, even though we know that they are false. There is no self accountability for the human, you know. So once you take that self accountability, to another level where you can understand, you can gain some prosperity from that, you know you gonna be all right. You go be on your way to some good things. You go be on your way to learning you know some righteous things. So uh I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I'm gonna come back, on next episode real soon here, you know. But I had to get that off me, man. It's just so much going on out here. So again, I feel like I've been doing 5 weeks of crime, man. When I came back this year, I said just do it, and that simply meant whatever it is that you got in you, make sure you do that. Make sure you get that thing up out of you, Don't allow the things of this world to stop you from being the gift that God made you. What you got inside of you has to be given to us because we have to receive some things from you. In order to receive those things, you got to go to God and ask Him. You got to believe. You got to have that faith of a mustard seed to believe and pull up. But when you pull up, you got to have that humble mind. You got to have that mindset like, God, I don't know. And He'll show you. Just ask. So, that being said, we gonna go ahead and close this thing out here soon. I appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. Like I said, it's I Just Think Different Podcast. I'm your host, James. And next week, I'll be here. Tomorrow, I might be here. Come back with another edition of the show. Because there's some more things I gotta talk about. But right now, man, this with a prayer. God, thank you for waking me up, giving me a chance to live another day. I just ask that you allow your will to be done over my life, over our lives, over the listeners' lives, over my family lives. I ask that for the ones who don't know you, I ask that you would just come into their lives. If they ask for you, call upon your name, I ask that you would just show, Lord. I ask that you would just show your face to them and let them see that you exist and that you are real. I pray for all the victims of these shootings, Lord, because for we do not know what we do. I ask that you would just heal the hearts of the victims and the people involved out there, because it's a lot of pain that people go through and they just need you. So I just ask that you would just supply that. I ask that you would just move through people that call upon your name. And I thank you so much for being able to give me grace, because you don't have to. I thank you for giving us grace, because you don't have to. And that is very, very, very precious. So on that, I'm thankful and grateful. And in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, y'all. That's it. The I Just Think Different podcast. I'm your host, James. I'll be back soon. Peace. Hey.